Unit 1 Beyond Fear. A true hero is not defined by their strength, but by their ability to inspire and lead others. Mahatma Gandhi. Doorway. Look at the pictures. Now we have to answer the questions after going through the pictures. Why do we remember them as heroes? We remember them as heroes because they help others. What special qualities make them heroes? Courage, selflessness, humility. Let's read and enjoy the story about a little hero. Little hands, big courage. Fun time. Dilna and her little brother Isaac were playing in the backyard of their house. Dilna looked up at the sky and said, "Isaac, we should go inside. I think it's going to rain." "Yes, let's go." Isaac nodded a little worried. Both of them quickly ran into the house. They went straight to the kitchen and spotted a plate of cookies on the table. "Cookies," Isaac said with a big smile as he grabbed one. Dilna too grabbed a cookie. "Mom, it's raining," Isaac shouted. There was no reply. So, in this page we can see Dilna and her little brother were playing. When Dilna looked up the sky, she saw that it was going to rain. So Dilna and Isaac decided to go inside. Both of them went straight to the kitchen. They spotted a plate of cookies on the table. They both started eating the cookie. Isaac called out to his mom, telling her that it was raining. But there was no reply. Next, let us answer the questions given below. Where were the children playing? The children were playing in the backyard of their house. Do you like playing in the rain? Yes. There was no reply from mother. What may be the reason? Let's find out. Tears of fear. Then they ran to the living room. Mother was lying on the floor. "Mom," Dilna called loudly. She didn't answer. "Why is Mom lying on the floor? Is she sleeping?" Isaac asked his sister. "Mom, wake up," he cried. "Don't worry, Isaac, she will be okay," Dilna said, trying to console him. Dilna rushed to her mother's side and shook her gently. "Mom, please wake up," Dilna begged. But she didn't move. Dilna tried again, shaking her a little harder. But she still didn't respond. Isaac's eyes filled with tears. So, in this page we can see that they rushed to the living room. Their mother was lying on the floor. Both of them called their mother, but she did not wake up. Isaac tried to call his mother again. Dilna consoled Isaac. Dilna shook her mother gently and tried to wake her up, but she did not get up. Dilna tried again. Isaac's eyes started filling up with tears. What could have happened to the mother? Their mother could have fainted. What did Dilna do to wake her mother up? She gently shook her mother. What will Dilna and Isaac do next? Let's find out. The courage. Dilna was only 8 years old, but as the elder child, she had to do something. She felt scared, but she knew she had to stay calm. She looked everywhere. Suddenly, Dilna remembered the game she used to play with her grandmother. She remembered her grandmother asking to call 101 in times of emergency. What's your name? Where do you live? Dilna realized this wasn't a game anymore. She knew what she had to do. So, in this page we can see that Dilna was only 8 years old, but as the elder child she had to do something. She felt scared, but at the same time she needed to be calm. She looked around. Suddenly she remembered a game she played with her grandmother. Her grandmother asking to call 101 in times of emergency. Dilna realized this wasn't a game anymore. She knew what she had to do. Next, let us answer the questions given below. Why did Dilna stay calm? Dilna stayed calm because she was the elder child and had to do something. What was the game that Dilna used to play with her grandmother? Game to call 101 in times of emergency. What do you think Dilna is going to do? Dilna is going to call emergency number 101. The call for help. She ran to the phone and dialed 101, the helpline number. Her hands were shaking. A lady's voice came on the line. 101, what's your emergency? Dilna took a deep breath. Hello, my name is Dilna. My mom is lying still on the floor, but I can't wake her up. The lady asked, Where is your father? Dilna replied, He is working abroad. Okay, Dilna, you are doing a great job. Can you tell me your address? The lady spoke softly but seriously. Dilna remembered to speak loudly and clearly, just like her grandmother had taught her. I live at 1203 Ramnagar Street in Cheruvapadi. Thank you, Dilna. I will help you. The lady said, Stay on the phone with me until the firemen get there. Okay? Dilna agreed. So, in this page we can see Dilna ran to the phone and dialed the emergency number 101. Her hands were shaking. A lady's voice came on the line. Dilna took a deep breath and told her about her mother. The lady asked for Dilna's address. Dilna then gave the address. She was informed that the firemen will be there shortly. She was also told to stay on the phone. Next, let us answer the questions given below. Whom did Dilna call for help? What did the lady say? Dilna called the emergency number 101. The lady said she will send the firemen and to stay on the phone. If you were Dilna, what would you do? I too would have done the same thing. Relief. Dilna heard the siren of the approaching fire engine. Soon there was a knock at the door. The lady on the phone said, Dilna, it's safe to open the door now. The firemen are there. She ran to the door and opened it. 2 firemen rushed in. Dilna led them to the living room. Her mom was still lying on the floor. So, in this page, we see Dilna heard the siren of the approaching fire engine. Soon, there was a knock on the door. The lady told Dilna that it was safe to open the door. The firemen are there. She ran and opened the door. The firemen rushed in. Dilna took them to the living room. Her mom was still lying on the floor. Next, let us answer the question given below. Who came to help Dilna and Isaac? The firemen. Timely help. The firemen checked her mother and gave her first aid. Slowly she opened her eyes. Then they gave her some water to help her feel better. Mom, Isaac shouted with joy. Mom, these people helped us, Dilna said. Thank you, the mother said softly, smiling at the firemen. One of the firemen said to the mother, Your daughter did a great job. She is a hero. Dilna felt happy. Actually, I was scared, Dilna admitted. I just did what I had to do. The fireman smiled and patted her. So, in this page we can see that the firemen checked her mother and gave her first aid. Her mother woke up slowly. Then they gave her some water to help her feel better. Mom, Isaac shouted with joy. Dilna said to her mom that these people helped us. The mother smiled and thanked the firemen. The fireman said that her daughter is very brave. Dilna felt happy. She admitted that she was scared. The fireman smiled and patted her. Next, let us answer the questions given below. What did the firemen do to wake their mother up? The firemen gave her first aid. Why did the firemen say that Dilna was a hero? the firemen said that Dilna was a hero because she showed her courage. Award for bravery. After a few days, the firemen invited Dilna to the fire station. They gave her an award. She didn't really feel like a hero. She was glad that her mother was safe. As they left the fire station, Dilna turned to Isaac and said, "You know, in an emergency, it is important to know what to do. I will teach you, just like grandmother taught me." Isaac looked up at his sister and smiled. "Thanks, Dilna. You are the best." The story is written by Deborah Lynn. So, in this page we can see the firemen invited Dilna to the fire station. They gave her an award. Dilna didn't really feel like a hero. She was glad that her mother was safe. After leaving the fire station, Dilna said to Isaac that she will teach the game which Grandma have taught her, so that Isaac will know what to do in an emergency. Isaac thanked Dilna. Next, let us answer the questions given below. Why did the firemen invite Dilna to the fire station? The firemen invited Dilna to give her an award. Why didn't Dilna consider herself a hero? Even though the firemen praised her, she admitted she had felt scared. She believed she only did what was necessary in the moment. What lesson did you learn from the story? This story teaches us to remain calm and to be courageous during difficult situations. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates.